MPD004, chronic inflammation, the silent trigger of autoimmune diseases, and how to stop it. This is part of the MPD101 video series, your science-based guide to not only managing autoimmune disease, but also optimizing long-term health, vitality, and resilience, whether or not you have a diagnosis. Chronic inflammation is something that can silently simmer for years before it becomes obvious. Today, we'll explore how this invisible process impacts your immune system and what you can do to stop it. Please remember, if you find this video helpful or inspiring, give it a like, leave a comment, and follow the channel. Your support is my motivation. Let's start with the basics. Inflammation is your body's natural defense system. When it's working properly, it protects you from infections and injuries. This kind of inflammation is called acute inflammation. It's short-lived, like the redness and swelling around a small cut. But when the inflammatory process doesn't stop, even when there's no clear threat, that's when we get chronic inflammation. Imagine your body is stuck in fight mode, not full-on war, but a constant silent tension. That's chronic inflammation, and it's not a small problem. Chronic inflammation is now considered a common root cause of many modern diseases, autoimmunity included. The tricky thing about chronic inflammation is that it doesn't always come with flashing warning lights. It might look like fatigue you can't explain. It might feel like brain fog, mild joint pain, or gut issues that come and go. You might say, that's just aging, or maybe I didn't sleep well. But if these signs are persistent, they might be your body quietly asking for help. According to research, chronic low-grade inflammation can go unnoticed for years until it shows up as something bigger. Let's go a little deeper into the science now. Your immune system is supposed to distinguish between self and non-self, but chronic inflammation blurs that line. When immune cells are constantly activated by stress, toxins, or poor diet, they can start to make mistakes. They release inflammatory molecules like interleukin-6, IL-6, tumor necrosis factor alpha, TNF-alpha, and C-reactive protein, CRP, all of which act as chemical messengers that amplify the immune response. While helpful in short bursts, when these signals stay high, they confuse the immune system and push it into overdrive. Another pathway, called NF-kappa B, turns on dozens of inflammation-related genes, turning what should be a brief defense into a chronic attack. Eventually, the immune system loses its tolerance and begins targeting the body's own tissues. This is how autoimmunity starts. Before I was diagnosed with pemphigus vulgaris, I had signs of chronic inflammation, but I didn't know to look for them. One of the most persistent issues I faced was gum inflammation. My gums were always sore. Dental visits became routine, but the treatments never fixed the underlying problem. My mouth was like a warning light, flashing inflammation inside. It wasn't until I started MPD in 2022 that things began to change. Since then, I've had zero gum pain. I haven't needed dental procedures. That constant fire finally went out. It may not seem like a big deal, but that was one of my first signs that I was healing from within. So what causes this inflammation in the first place? Here's a list of common inflammation triggers you might recognize: processed food, excess sugar, trans fats, seed oils like soybean and canola, refined carbs, alcohol, and stress. Don't forget the hidden ones: disrupted sleep, gut dysbiosis, environmental toxins, and even emotional trauma. Chronic inflammation isn't caused by just one thing. It's like a perfect storm of small irritations building up over time. Take a moment to think. Which of these have been part of your routine in the last month? Now let's talk solutions. The Modern Paleo Diet is designed to remove the most common inflammation triggers while giving your body what it needs to heal. That means cutting out things like gluten, legumes, processed oils, and added sugars. Instead, MPD emphasizes foods that are deeply nourishing: wild fish, leafy greens, bone broth, fermented veggies, root vegetables, and healthy fats. These foods don't just feed your body. They help rebuild your gut lining, balance immune function, and reduce inflammation at the cellular level. Scientific studies show that diets high in omega-3s and antioxidants can lower levels of IL-6 and TNF-alpha, those same molecules that drive inflammation and autoimmunity. Here's something that often surprises people. Chronic inflammation doesn't just affect the body, it affects the brain. Inflammation can interfere with neurotransmitter balance, contribute to depression, anxiety, and even memory problems. This is called neuroinflammation, and it's being studied as a link between immune dysregulation and mental health. Have you ever felt more anxious or foggy during a flare? That might not be a coincidence. By reducing inflammation through food and lifestyle, many people report improved mood, clearer thinking, and better sleep. Let's pause for a moment. Do any of these symptoms sound familiar? Fatigue, joint pain, brain fog, mood swings? What do you think your body has been trying to tell you? Let me know in the comments. Even just a one-word reply like inflamed can help others realize they're not alone. And if you know someone living with autoimmune symptoms, send them this video. It might be the piece they've been missing. This is just the beginning. In our next video, MPD005, we'll dive into specific food triggers and how to identify what's harming your immune system. If this video helped you understand something new, like it, share it, and subscribe for the rest of the MPD101 series. Your support is my motivation. Let's heal together, one decision, one day, one meal at a time.